All right.
Wait, what's the gold version of that?
So I can just switch to. See, now it's not picking them up.
Nope. Just us. It's really us.
Oh, it's just picking the view.
That's the Overwatch music.
Yeah, but you see, it just has view, and usually if you unmute this, it shows it there. So I can actually just go. Should work. Delete the delete button on that one. No, delete.
Oh,
And go. Yeah. Overwatch. Oh, now you have your Overwatch audio
oh.
and just your individual mixer. And then if you want to have the audio pumped into your headset for this, you have that. But you always have your in-game audio. We can turn that down a little bit. So yeah, now you should be good.
Okay.
So cool. So we don't hear them screaming in the background.
and welcome to the Overwatch first round playoffs. Today, we have Marshalltown Bobcats coming into this one with the number 7 seed in Class 1, and they will be taking on the 10 seed in Oskaloosa. Here's our lineup for today, looking pretty familiar from the past few goes. Sam and Chow both playing DPS. Peyton and Matthew helping out with support, and then Dylan playing tank. I actually think this might be incorrect. I think Dylan will be playing support and Ryder will be playing tank. Before we get going, we'll take a look at our sponsors quick. Before we get going, just a couple of stats for you here. Oskaloosa comes into the playoffs here with a final record of 3-4 in the regular season, and we're ranked 4th in Class 1 Division 1. And the Bobcats finished the season with a final record of 5-2. Good enough for 3rd place in Division or Class 1 Division 2. So, like I mentioned, that was good enough to get the Bobcats the 7th seed overall in the state. Oskaloosa earned the 10th seed. Bobcats coming into this one after 2 weeks almost of not playing Overwatch competitively. Of course, they've been practicing plenty, and I think they've gotten a couple of scrimmages in there as well, but hopefully they'll be able to shake off the rust as quick as possible and get off to a hot start here. The winner of this match moves on to the in-person state tournament, which takes place here in Marshalltown up at the renovated Orpheum Theater. It's a very, very cool atmosphere. If you haven't been to a state tournament up there, the fall was very, very cool, very successful for Smite, Rainbow Six, and Smash. It was a really good time. It's a really cool place. I know the Bobcats are anxious to get there and get that home field advantage, being able to sleep in their own beds the night before and doing some damage in the state tournament. Match will start here shortly. The map picking procedure is slightly different in the playoffs. There's a banning process that both teams go through, so it takes a little bit of extra time to do that. It looks like the first map will be Lijiang Tower. Here we go. Up on the top of your screen, the Bobcats on the left side, the blue team, and Oskaloosa on the right side, the red team. Its first game mode, as always, is control. Both teams are going to fight over a point located inside this central tower here. Whichever team can get their percentage all the way up to 100 and then get all the enemies off of the point will take this round as the first one to win 2 rounds claims victory. Another important thing to note is that as of just today, the brand new season of Overwatch was released, which brought a whole bunch of changes in hero stats and damages and passive healings. So completely new meta for the game on the very first day of playoffs here. But both teams are affected equally. So that will be an interesting thing to keep an eye on here. One of the biggest things that lots of people have been talking about as action gets going here is the increase in size and hitboxes. So expect to see lots of damage on both sides, lots of eliminations. So a little bit of fighting outside the point at the moment here. Here's Sam, the leading eliminator for the Bobcats, and his full standby Reaper. As the point has opened and the Bobcats have claimed it, so their timer starts to tick up here. As Oskaloosa pushes in, Bobcats kind of take defensive positions around the corner. Oskaloosa starts to cap it. It does get contested, but here's an elimination on Ryder. Marshalltown tank. Very important there. Moving to Oskaloosa with a couple of eliminations. Big Dylan Ambrose. Lane support. Meanwhile, Oskaloosa takes the lead in terms of percentage. Everybody's sitting on point at the moment. Sam hopping in there. And Sam doing what he does best, pops right in there, gets his ult going, and eliminates almost the entire Oskaloosa team. Just the tank escaping for a moment there, but quickly gets eliminated. So the Bobcats looking to catch back up here in terms of percent. It's like Oskaloosa kind of doing a two-pronged attack there. Most of them coming in the side door here, but Matcha kind of being the distraction in the front there. Couple of pults being popped everywhere. Several eliminations on the Bobcat. Sam able to get one back. But then 4/5 of the Bobcat team does go down there. But they did manage to take the percentage lead. As they will now look to regroup and try to get on point again. Lots of bolts being popped there for Oskaloosa, so their timer's a little bit lower than most. Quick elimination there, dove in by Ryder Ambrose, but a quick elimination, and then followed up by most. There's Sam, though, doing his best. Sam going back and forth with the Ramacha. Oh, but the Oskaloosa Trace able to get in there and finish him off. Meanwhile, most of the Bobcat team able to get back. That Oskaloosa tank not giving up any ground there. They were able to get all the way up to 85% there. So now we got fights happening on two fronts here. Bobcats in control. Oskaloosa regrouping here. Looking like they might come in this side door here. As it looks as though Bobcats will get the percentage lead back for the time being. It's been a very back and forth first round here. A couple of ults being popped. There's a Bastion ults that didn't really produce much there. The Bobcats will get up to 99% here. You just got to get everybody off of the point here. As the Oskaloosa tank does go down. And just left with one on point, or two now. Now just the Tracer. Mercy does make it back in time, though, to help support. Neither team giving any way here. Most of Oskaloosa is now back. Very back and forth here, and there it is. Bobcats able to push Oskaloosa off there and claim victory in a very back and forth round one. Some exciting round one. Is the Bobcats lead here. Moving on to the next section here. Seems like once more the Bobcats were led in eliminations by Sam Bennett. Cowtie not far behind as well as what you would expect from your two damaged players. Here we go. On to round two. A little bit of a different tactic here as a good amount of Bobcat players have switched. Sam Bennett, you can see up top, trying something a little tricky here. Sam on top, trying his best to pick off that back line. Taking out that Mercy will be very important as the res is no longer in play. Zhao getting elimination there. Sam does get eliminated as it looks like the Tracer went up there to try and deal with him. Point is unlocked, and Oskaloosa almost able to cap that there, but it looks as though Marshalltown will cap it first, get their percentage up and going. Checking on Ryder here, the tank for the Bobcats. Looks like Oskaloosa's trying to come down that hallway there and then definitely to the left. Oskaloosa Hog trying to pull people off of point. And trading eliminations there. Sam able to take out the Mercy. Does get himself eliminated. I think Oskaloosa have to back off again here. They are kind of split on two sides here. Bobcats approaching halfway, claiming victory here in game one. Oskaloosa's regrouped, looking to push here now. Seems like they once again kind of go for that. Two people go one way, three people go the other. Make it tricky to focus on really anybody in particular. Eliminations being traded here, but it looks like Oskaloosa is going to come out with this little skirmish, and they will claim point. Bobcats able to get 2/3 of it taken care of, though. And they do have a few ults ready and waiting. They have regrouped. Ryder mitigating a lot of that damage. Trying to hook as many people as possible, bringing them in close. Trying to push on the point now. Both teams going for the Roadhog tank. As Bobcats do push Oskaloosa off point and get it back in their possession.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Oskaloosa regrouped here. Running out of opportunities, so they'll have to make something out of this. Most of the team taking out Ryder Ambrose there. As the Bobcats will get very, very close to that 99%, but not quite able to get it all the way. Oskaloosa over halfway now. Sam and Chow getting some eliminations. Sam doing a lot of work there, popping out his Widow. Really taking advantage of those bigger hitboxes in the new update. Riding an ult down there onto the point. Looking to cap it. There it is. And that might do it unless they can touch here really quick. Not quite. So game one goes to the Bobcats. Another kind of back and forth affair there. The Bobcats do come out on top. Play of the game, though, goes to the Oskaloosa Bastion here back in round one. He is able to take out 1, 2, 3 Bobcats. But a game one victory for the Bobcats as we move on to the next match. While we have a minute, we'll once again take a look at our sponsors. All right. The map banning process was a little bit quicker for this next game mode push because there aren't quite as many maps to eliminate. But they have decided on New Queen Street. Push is basically a big game of tug of war involving this robot. Whichever team can get it the furthest before time runs out or get it all the way to the end will win game two. Bobcats won a pretty back and forth game one. Looking to carry that momentum here into game two. Looking like Bobcats keeping a lot of their same heroes. Sam sticking with his favorite Reaper. Chow Tai trying out something a little bit different here. Going with the May. Ryder played a bit of Barista in that first game as well. We're switching over to Roadhog, see what that can do for him here. On the Oskaloosa side, a lot of familiar faces as well. That Roadhog is back at tank. That's Oskaloosa's first one to appear on point here, but Bobcats coming up on top here. Quick elimination there as the Oskaloosa Roadhog was able to grab Peyton, Lucio, and quickly eliminate him. And there goes the other Marshalltown supports, which is not the best start here, as the robot is unlocked. And I would expect Oskaloosa to start pushing here very soon. There they go. So Oskaloosa gets the first. A little bit of distance here. Bobcats looking to regroup. Here's that Oskaloosa Roadhog, kind of looking to distract the Bobcats a little bit. We're jumping up in front here. As our next little skirmish will start. Looks like he was able to grab Chow, but Chow went into his little ice block there. Being able to avoid that. The kind of back and forth deal here. Nobody really getting eliminated before Sam kicks off the eliminations, taking out the Oskaloosa Lucio. Bobcats able to gain control there and start getting a little distance on their side. After only one elimination there, Oskaloosa backed off pretty well, deciding it was better to wait and give up a little bit of ground here, as they do still have the lead for the time being. Couple of ults being popped on both sides. Oskaloosa tank did make a little appearance up top there. Was really chased away. See the Oskaloosa Bastion back there in the distance, just kind of launching those projectiles. Here comes an ult. Bastion. That back line. Sam goes back there and takes care of that. Another ult there by the Oskaloosa Ash. Equal amounts of eliminations, both sides here. This is a very even affair. But the Bobcats do stay in control of the robot and are able to get a little more distance here, looking to get it to that first little checkpoint. Shadows. Sam trying to do a little something tricky there. Still looking for him to get around the backside here and really focus on those support players. Does get found out and doesn't eliminate the Baptiste. Doing some work on that Bastion. Does get the elimination. Pushing Oskaloosa back even further. The robot currently not in motion for the Bobcats. And there it goes. As the tanks and damage up front here, trying to keep Oskaloosa so far away from that robot as possible and let it get some more distance here as we approach the 6-minute mark. Nice ult by Sam, able to get 4 eliminations and then go and finish it off. Just absolutely deadly. Very, very nicely timed ult. Here we go down the home stretch for the Bobcats here. Ever since the initial little 32 meters there, Oskaloosa hasn't really touched the robot, but there's a couple of eliminations, a couple of important eliminations on the support and then the tank for Marshalltown. Will cause the Bobcats to have to back off here and give Oskaloosa a little bit of breathing room as we get close to the 5-minute mark. Here we go into the next little bit of battle. Both teams regrouped. Oskaloosa Bastion behind Bobcat lines, but quickly taken care of. Couple of ults going on. Sam Bennett continues. They Bobcats chase down Oskaloosa Ash. Past the halfway point here. Sam Bennett waiting very patiently. And to get somebody off on their own where you can do the most damage. Or waiting for them all to group up. Let's see. Once again has his ult ready. There it is. Able to get two. Now working on that Bastion. Not quite able to do it. Bastion just a little bit more damage, a little bit quicker. Couple of eliminations there for Sam. Meanwhile, a couple of Bobcats also went down, so Oskaloosa will take control of the robot here. Couple of simultaneous ults happening there for the Bobcats. Trading eliminations. But Oskaloosa slightly coming out on top in that situation. They will continue to increase their distance now, looking to at the very least match that Marshalltown distance on top. Bobcats taking the high ground here as the robot does get to the first little checkpoint. As we are under 3 minutes to go. So Oskaloosa Tank was able to sneak up behind there and take care of Peyton, one of the support players from Marshalltown. Continue to increase that distance a little bit. There's a Marshalltown Bastion ult in the background. Sam Bennett switched back over to Widowmaker, seeing what he can do. And two, almost three, now three Oskaloosa players are down. Looking for that fourth one, just leaving one left. Sam Bennett gets up top, seeing what he can see. Under 2 minutes here.
Sight.
There's a Bastion ult from Oskaloosa. Oskaloosa Lucio going over there to see what Sam was up to. Ended up getting eliminated. Meanwhile, eliminations get traded back in the main fight. There's a few more Marshalltown ults ready and waiting here as we approach the final minutes. Not really feeling like either team is going to make it all the way to the end, so it'll probably come down to who can get the furthest, which currently is Marshalltown by about 40 meters. Both Marshalltown DPS able to get an elimination there. Keep Oskaloosa on their back heel. There's another elimination, two of them now for Ryder Ambrose. Final 30 seconds here.
Sight.
To make some progress.
And three Oskaloosa players going down now. Four. They are very, very close to the end here. Looks like they might make it to the end just in time. Not sure exactly what that was there, but looks like Marshalltown will claim victory here as they were able to get it all the way to the end. Round two victory or game two victory for the Bobcats here. Play of the game goes to Sam Bennett, Main Reaper. Rare look behind his mask there. This was that ult being popped in the first half of the game. So the Bobcats take a 2-0 lead, looking for a 3-0 victory here and get them to the in-person state tournament. While we have a minute, we'll once again thank our sponsors. Right. So after a very lengthy map banning process, we're on to our third game, Escort. Map banning took a little bit longer than usual as the Escort maps are more numerous than any other game. There are 8 of them to go through, back and forth. Finally landing on Havana. Meanwhile, Oskaloosa also made 2 substitutions. Best Band 5 SOS and Skirt Skirt 16 now in for Oskaloosa. It appears that Oskaloosa will be attacking first, so they'll be trying to move the payload as far as they possibly can. Meanwhile, Marshalltown will be on defense, trying to prevent them from getting it very far at all. Whichever team can get it the furthest or to the very end the quickest will win game 3. Bobcats currently have a 2-0 lead, so they will be looking to finish things out here and punch their ticket to state. The winner of this match, should all the other matches currently happening in the state for Class 1 pan out the way they're supposed to, the Bobcats will play the number 2 seed, who is currently Dallas Center Grimes. A couple of quick eliminations there. Almost an entire team wipe there, aside from Peyton. Quickly eliminated there. As I was saying, the winner of this game will likely play the number 2 seed. That's assuming that all the other matches, the higher seeds, beat the lower seeds. But it is the postseason. Just like any sort of playoff or any sport or event, upsets happen all the time. So meanwhile, Oskaloosa doing some pretty quick work here, getting very quickly up to 62 meters and approaching that first checkpoint. If they manage to get it to the checkpoint, they get some time back for them to try to get a little bit further. Bobcats were able to regroup there and push Oskaloosa off the payload, and you can see it slowly going backwards. There's Chow, their little Hanzo, keeping his distance, trying to make sure Oskaloosa comes into any head-on battle already with some damage. Trying to avoid some damage himself here. Bobcats able to take out the Oskaloosa tank there, which usually causes a team to have to fall back there as the main damage taker is no longer in play. Few ults are ready. The Bobcats. There goes one. Able to get a single elimination. Sam doing his best to get that Mercy down. Not quite able to seal the deal there. Ryder Ambrose, Bobcat tank. Lane Orisa. Mitigating a lot of damage there from Soldier, but able to secure the elimination. Bobcats have been able to push that cart back a sizable difference. While lots of Oskaloosa players were very focused on Sam there, very conscious of where that Reaper is at all times, as he can pop in and do a lot of damage very, very quickly. Meanwhile, a few ults on both sides. Lots of eliminations there, mostly in favor of the Bobcats. Oskaloosa was able to get all the way up to 62 meters very quickly, but since then, Bobcats have done a very good job of keeping them back down this kind of main beginning street. They are under 30 seconds to stay in contact with that payload. Bobcats are able to get them out of there in time. A few ults being popped for the Bobcats. Keeps Oskaloosa back. And a near team. There's the team wipe. That will likely do it unless Oskaloosa player is able to get back. No, not quite. So 62.08 meters is the distance to beat. Quite able to get to that first checkpoint. It seems like this very first road right here, lots of teams have a lot of success holding this choke point right here. So now the goal is clear. The Bobcats can get that 62.08 meters. They will be going to the state tournament. So switching up the heroes here. So here we go. 62 meters for the state playoffs. Sam Bennett able to get one long shot elimination here. Meanwhile, the rest of the Bobcats pushing up. Kind of trading eliminations here, slightly in favor of the Bobcats for the moment. And there's Sam just doing what he has shown he can do best. Bobcats just need to get payload onto this little glowing rectangle here. Oskaloosa doing everything they can to push on. There, they're able to stop it before it gets there. There's a wrecking ball who's really good at just being on the payload and kind of wasting time, but he does get eliminated quickly. And there's one more, and that will do it. So the Bobcats will win this one 3-0. They punch their ticket to the in-person state tournament. There's the play of the game. Of course, Sam Bennett playing Widow. Right here at the end of the game. Eliminates one, another one, and then calls off his teammates and says, let me get this one and finish it off. So there we go. Bobcats victorious here. Their next match will be next Wednesday at the state tournament, which should start pretty early in the morning as that is an all-day tournament. And those games will be streamed over on the Marshalltown Community College Twitch and YouTube. So stay tuned for information on that. But thank you very much for tuning in this season. And we look forward to your support in the future.